welcome to another day of NGS action. Today we are going to Division B West between Magnitude Aftershock and Surely We Scale. Now today's going to be a pretty interesting matchup because the patch was released this morning. We are on the new live patch, and for a second everyone was a little bit worried about the drafting, but if I have time, I'll go over that later. But for now, let's take a look at the standings for Div B West. Now, Surely We Scale sitting at 9 points, Magnitude Aftershock sitting at 5. So these two teams are pretty close right now, and they should have a pretty close match, especially considering 5 points. Yes, Magnitude Aftershock is below, but they've also played one less series this season so far. So they are basically even. If Magnitude Aftershock would have gotten a domination, they'd both be sitting at 9 points. Now, the map picks and bans have also come through, and it was the map pick taken by Magnitude Aftershock and first pick taken by Surely We Scale. And it is going to be Sky Temple and Alterac Pass, banned away by Magnitude Aftershock, Dragonshire, and Volskaya Foundry, banned by Surely We Scale, and Infernal Shrines will be the first map of the day. Now, it's a pretty standard map. We've all seen it so many times, but like I was saying earlier, today it's different. Why? Because Dahaka got nerfed. Yes! I've been hoping for it for so long. I think I've been asking for it since Season 18. Well, that and Blaze at that point, but Blaze is okay now. And as a matter of fact, we might even be able to see Blaze again. He's a pretty good hero now. Dahaka was obviously better. With all these nerfs, I have tried playing a little bit of Storm League today. Unfortunately, it turns out I'm not very good at the game, so I did not get too much out of it. Played some ARAM and people flamed. But regardless, it is a new patch. Oriole slight nerf, Charism slight buff. There's been a couple small changes, but the biggest one definitely going to be that Dahaka nerf. I think it's going to change a lot about the draft. It's going to change the build too. From what I've seen, it is no longer going to be the W build. People have been experimenting a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see how both these two teams adapt today. It's good. And I mean, I've cast a couple patch changes. I don't think I've ever cast the day of. Most patches have been between seasons. Or last time it was during playoffs, so there weren't any games for a few days, etc., etc. This is going to be kind of one of those, just take a while, watch, find out what's going to happen. Hoku, it's good to see you today. There was 2 Artanis games last night, and you missed them. And we were thinking about you, and we missed you there. But either way, maybe we'll get one here today. With Dahaka nerfed, it does open up an opportunity for other offlaners to get selected. Now, there were some other interesting changes between the PTR and live. And I think a big one is the buff to Greymane. Greymane, or specifically to the Worgen form. There was a slight nerf to the human bullet form. But I'm not sure how big it is, because apparently there was a bug where you'd be able to double stack the level 1 attack speed talent when you were in human form, and they removed that bug. But you now get 15 armor instead of 10 when you are in Worgen form. So it could be a pretty solid buff. It could make a dive Greymane a lot more powerful. But it does look like both these teams are ready, so we're going to be getting started here with game number 1. Eventually, anyway.
Infernal Shrine.
There we go. That is going to be game number 1 on Infernal Shrine. It is going to be first ban coming in from Surely We Scale. And again, with the Oriole nerf, with the Dahaka nerf. Now, Oriole definitely should still be fine. Oriole did not get nerfed anywhere near as badly as Dahaka did. But I'm sure it will change the meta. I'm sure it'll change these pick bans. And I'm sure both these two teams are going to have to try and adjust a little bit on the fly. But now Maiev going to be the first ban coming out from Surely We Scale. And I mentioned this earlier, but there was a little bit of a jump scare this morning when it came to the drafting. Luckily, our favorite janitor did end up updating it back. But they lowered significantly the timer for picks and bans. Now, it is still the same as we're used to in current custom games, but Storm League remains to be in this new faster format. And it's pretty interesting because it pops it down from 25 seconds a pick down to 14. It's something pretty ridiculous. But it's something around there. I don't remember the exact numbers. But either way, the draft is continuing. Magnitude Aftershock going to be banning away the Sonya. And Surely We Scale did ban the Falstad. And the fact that we see a Sonya ban before we see a Dahaka ban, nature's healing. We are finally moving on to greener pastures and better times. Now, I've always been bad at predicting drafts, and I think, especially today, I'm going to be even worse. But Hogger, that one I probably should have been able to predict. A very powerful on Infernal Shrines, and was still a somewhat niche pick, even regularly. On Infernal Shrines was definitely up there. And with the Dahaka nerf, should definitely be kind of a top-tier pick on Infernal Shrines. But now Chromie, going to get locked in by Tie-Dye Tights. Going to have that Poke Mage, going to have that AoE clear. Should be really good at clearing away those skeletons. But Joanna and Adwin going to get locked in for Wraithling and Diet Llama. I think that's how it's pronounced. Well, I'm going to pronounce it as Diet Llama or Diet Llama. I'm sure someone will correct me if it's wrong. They usually do. And I appreciate it. I genuinely do. There's no other way for me to find out. But it is one of those two picks where it doesn't really show anything. It doesn't really counter anything besides potentially the variant combo. But we're still going to see the Dahaka X are going to lock it in immediately. And Diablo going to get locked in by Memes. So despite the changes, and I usually suspect, especially because it is the day of, Dahaka is something they've practiced, they're used to it, it's something they've always played around. Maybe it'll fall out of the meta in a few days, and frankly I do agree with that, in the sense that it's much better to play something that's maybe a little bit weaker in terms of stats, but is stronger in terms of team cohesion and comfort overall. Now Stukov going to be the next ban coming out from Magnitude Aftershock. And this next ban is going to be pretty interesting. I suspect they may go for another offlane ban here. I think getting rid of something like Leoric could be pretty big for them. Leoric very good at clearing away these skeletons. Does decently to Dahaka, can kind of match the push, can kind of match the pressure. But I said they're going to ban the Tychus. And Tychus very good into the Diablo, very good into the Dahaka, and very good on Infernal Shrine. So another very powerful ban getting removed, but Leoric is still available if they want to pick that on the side of Magnitude Aftershock. And frankly, I'm not even sure what else they could go. Blaze could be another pick for their offlane. And I would like to see their offlane on this next set of picks. Their offlane and one of the DPSs. I think probably leave the flex to 10th pick. But they're going to lock in the Junkrat for Amy, and it will be the Leoric for Captain Roberts. Kind of as expected. Junkrat obviously very good overall and on this map, and Leoric should still be quite good here. But with that being said, I'm wondering what the answers are going to be coming out from Surely We Scale. They still need a healer. Oriel is available, is slightly weaker, but I do believe the current Oriel is still quite a bit stronger than the one from 2 patches ago. I believe it was just a small adjustment. But instead, it's going to be Brightwing for Kagamine Len and Hanzo for Ulysses. So they're going to have that over-the-wall damage. They're going to have that engage. I suspect it will be the Dragon Arrow this time around. They could do Dragon Strike if they pair it with Chromie. But I think that would kind of require late game before it becomes super powerful. And it's obviously going to be able to just cleanse away the first instance of Temporal Loop. So I would hope to see the Dragon Arrow instead. But now Tassadar are going to be the final pick for Punk. They're going to have a lot of damage over the wall. And once again, there's pretty similar team comps overall. I think Tassadar and Chromie, while not doing the exact same thing, obviously, they do fulfill similar roles. Same with Hanzo and Junkrat, at least in terms of the damage. Junkrat definitely brings in quite a bit more control. Going to be a pretty close game. Going to be 2 interesting drafts. But the globals are definitely favored on Surely We Scale with the Brightwing and the Dahaka, but we'll see who wins in game number 1. All right, and we are headed into game number 1. We are on the Infernal Shrines between Magnitude Aftershock and Surely We Scale. Gonna be a pretty interesting one coming through. I'm also wondering what the talent build is gonna be from Dahaka now. Drag obviously still gonna be a powerful ability. And what I'm really wondering is, I'm trying to remember what level it is. It's the level 13 talent, I think, where you can get the drag that's going to be reducing healing by 40%. Now, I think that's going to be a very powerful tool. Diablo obviously going to be able to heal a lot. It's going to lower the amount of priority that phase shift can do, and just burst healing in general is going to be so much harder to do if they get a pick onto anyone, including the frontline tank of memes. Now, both teams are grouping over to mid lane. Very short pause. There we go. Second pause coming through. And it wouldn't be a Tokibi NGS cast if there was no pause. That's kind of been the theme recently. And one of the players does need to restart either their game or their computer. They're not sure. They're just saying reboot. But let's get back into the introduction. Kind of talk about the game. I mean, nothing's really happened so far. A couple interesting things, though. It is the Stormbow talent that's going to be coming out of Ulysses. So it's not going to be the Scatter Arrow. I do think that is typically better on Infernal Shrines, but still interesting. I still see both of them. But, yeah. And now the unfortunate part that really happened is they did accidentally pause twice. And you only get 3 pauses per game per team. So that's definitely going to be pretty rough coming in from Surely We Scale. Gonna kill a lot of their time. And if they do need to pause again later on in the game, would definitely be rough if they don't have it. However, I think they should be okay. If Memes is able to rejoin and everything's fine, it's unlikely they'll need that 3rd pause to begin with. And even less likely that they would need that 4th pause. Now, I have slowly but surely started expanding my horizons. I did play that Anduin today for the first time in like 5 years. And when I first played it, I was literally just grinding that level 5, getting them chests, trying to unlock some new things. But I'm slowly learning other heroes. I'm slowly understanding how they work. And most specifically, I'm also learning the different possible builds that are going to be coming out. And right now, I'm learning healers, looking at Anduin, looking at Stukov, and apparently Deckard Cain. I had a couple games on Deckard Cain. Don't ask why. Stuff like that just kind of happens. But it looks like both teams are ready, so we should be heading back in shortly. Yep, both teams have said they're ready. Let's get back into it. And Shablamo? That's the word I use when games start, by the way, Shablamo. I believe that is the professional term. And here we are. We are back. Whoops, had one thing still wrong. There we go. But now it is going to be interesting. Both teams are in mid lane, but the drag not going to land. Ector looking for the play, but Captain Roberts is already on the top side, already getting that push. So it is the 4v5 here. And actually, if Magnitude Aftershock are able to keep more and more players here, it would be pretty big for them. But Memes looking for the play, looking for someone, and Amy actually gets taken out about half HP, but no follow-up available. They do have the Polymorph Wraithling. Trying to get low, but Kagamine Len gonna get jumped over the wall with a concussion mine, and will be the first blood of the game. Magnitude Aftershock able to secure that for themselves. And now they're gonna start clearing away this bot lane. I don't think they'll be able to get too much with it, because Surely We Scale still has first move here. There is a massive wave, and they are looking to fight. Tie-Dye Tights is gonna get low, but with a phase shift, Kagamine Land will be here in time. So they're not going to be shorthanded for too long. And actually, they turned that play of them getting pushed away immediately into the siege camp. So Surely We Scale going to be able to deal with that a little bit. I'm getting a couple lost frames. Not sure why. The game has been functioning a bit weird for me since the new patch, so if anything does go down, I do apologize. Now, Extra and Captain Roberts kind of trading a little bit in the mid lane as the bottom siege camp and the right siege camp will get traded by Magnitude Aftershock, and surely we scale. Now, there is going to be another set of siege camps over on this left side. Yeah, there's a lot of lag, and I'm really not sure why. I don't believe it's anything from my stream. Yeah, I think they're noticing it as well, because it's definitely going to be another pause. Okay, yeah, I'm reading the chat, and it looks like it is an issue on the server side. Every player is feeling it. One of the players dropped. No one's seeing any of the messages. So this could be a really fun day today for NGS action. The janitor may have janitored a little bit too hard. But since we are in that break, Understurdener, thank you very much for the follow. But yeah, it's not just me. It is definitely on everyone. It is definitely happening with everyone. It is not the stream. It is HOTS itself. Now I'm wondering what's going on here. The players are checking their ping, and they're saying they have over 800 right now. I wonder if there's any news about that. The Battle.net client usually does update it when stuff like that happens, but we'll have to see. May have to take a short break. Hopefully it stabilizes. If not, I wonder if they're going to have to remake or potentially just cancel the day. And now they are saying it is slowly going down. They're down to 200 each, but obviously that's still not optimal. I think I've played on EU servers with better ping than that, so not ideal. But you know what? I think the way I look at it right now is, yes, maybe they did something with their networking code right now, but if they are touching the networking code, that means the Hopium could really be real. Maybe they are bringing HOTS back online. I would love if Heroes of the Storm came back. Yeah, I should DM them. I'm not even sure if I can DM. Do I have anyone in this game that's part of my friends list? I don't think so. Yeah, I guess I can only DM friends during that. But yeah, I wonder if they... I'm going to check if any other streams are getting this issue right now, because I do think this might just be a global issue right now for Heroes of the Storm overall. Okay, the sound is already out of their game. And same with Dark Knight. Okay, so I can't really check on anyone else's stream yet. But it does look like the pings are slowly but surely normalizing, so hopefully we'll be able to get back into the game shortly. And hopefully that was just a little blip. And I was saying a little bit... I was saying before, it definitely is unplayable at 200, but maybe at 100 is okay. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully this is something that can be played. Back in the original Dota days, 200 ping was a lot more common. You have to adjust your last hitting style. Yeah. No, I never played the original Dota, but I did play a little bit of Han. And that definitely happened in Han as well. Especially when there were some really bad days for it. Other matches are reporting massive lag issues. Okay, so it is just everyone. Unlucky. And that's why I believe we should be playing games 3 p.m. Pacific. Why? Because that's when I'm done work, and also because it's, I don't know why. I wonder what's going to be happening right now if other players are going to be coming through. All the players are apologizing to me right now in chat, but it's really not my fault. Offering global amnesty rescheduling. Yeah, I guess. Oh, I see that right now. Yeah, in the Division A chat. I wonder if I have it. Control Alt F. Can I see it? Oh, yes, I can. Yeah, my ping is at like 300 right now as well. So it is definitely not just me. Let me just give them a quick message as well. Hopefully it will be resolved. All the mods are discussing. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I mean, Dota is one of those games where like I was really good at Dota. I believe I capped out at around 6k MMR as a position 5 player. So Dota is something I used to be really good at. Obviously, if you stop playing, you're not going to be that good. But I could probably hit 4 or 5k within a few months. Probably higher up. I think my overall knowledge of games has improved a lot, like in games in general. But it looks like some of the players are ready to go. So we're gonna give it another go. Hopefully it will work, as we are gonna be heading back into game. Need to wait for them to officially unpause, and there we go. Yeah, definitely a bit of a rough one today. Hopefully there's a good reason for this. Hopefully they're making something really cool. That'd be my dream anyway. But we're in a good spot right now. It is still level 4-4. And I think my favorite thing is that that lag spike didn't happen during a fight. If that happened like late game during a big engage, it'd be much more devastating than it happening, 2 minutes into the game. Everyone's just kind of collecting their camps, pushing in their lanes, just trying to get set up. But either way, the important thing is we are back, and the Bruiser camp is starting to get taken by Tie-Dye Tice and Kagami Len. But the Shrine does seem like Magnitude Aftershock will be able to have the first move for it. They're sending all 5 of their players up right now. Ulysses is going to be able to clear away the bot lane, just trying to get them in there. But now, with the Shrine activating right now, they're actually going to be going all the way to their Bruiser camp. So they are going to be a little bit late, and Surely We Scale are going to be able to take center stage here on this Shrine. Captain Roberts will shove in the mid lane, but level 7 not hit by either of these two teams. And it may take a bit before it is. I don't think either of these two teams will have level 7 before this Punisher does go down. Now the fight is slowly coming through. The drag is onto the backline, and the Dragon's Breath just doing so much damage to the backline. Polymorph will land onto Captain Roberts. Hector still just trying to DPS both sides, just trying to poke away at each other, hit the skeletons as well. Wraithling starting to get decently low and almost gets sniped by the Sandblast, just barely not enough damage. Iron Skin has to get burned. Punk starting to get a bit low, and with the charge will be able to get it. Wraithling also walks away with 200 HP, and Captain Roberts is stuck in the middle of everyone. Gonna try to just back away, but the Stormbow, one more hit, and Scatter Arrow just barely not in range to bounce off the wall. And that could have been it. But either way, Surely We Scale gonna be able to finish off the Punisher and get their first move over in this mid lane. Now, it is only 4 minutes in, but they do have the level 7 talent as well. How much can they get with it? Typically, if you're able to get the wall, that's pretty solid. That's going to help with the advantage. Forts rarely go down this early, but I have seen it happen. And in fact, it did happen last night. But they are going to get a little bit of poke damage onto this keep, or onto this fort. But they are looking for Punk, and Punk starting to get low. Ulysses looking for the extra auto. Will be able to get it with a phase shift. Will be healed back up, but now Memes is starting to get a bit low, but there's no DPS following. Amy trying to throw the grenades over the wall. Captain Roberts will come in looking for the play, but now everyone else is here. They have the drag. They have the shadow charge. Captain Roberts in a bad spot will get finished off. Trying to go a little bit too deep, chasing after Memes. But now with that, the play is reset. The side of Magnitude Aftershock, they will be taking this bot side siege camp once again. able to secure it twice now. And this should help them with this level deficit that is starting to grow. A full level lead right now for Surely We Scale. But they have that extra camp. They could grab this one as well. And with that, they should be able to catch back up at least little by little. And as the right siege camp has been finished by Surely We Scale as well. And both teams are just going to come back to clear away a little bit. Now, it is interesting. It is the Fire Stomp build coming out of memes. I think that is the typical one. And it will be the slowing stance from Tie-Dye Tights. So it's not going to be that temporal loop. And the slowing stance, they're really powerful. That slow is massive. Tie-Dye Tights taking a huge amount of burst, by the way, over this play. But we'll be able to clear out the wave with the Dragon's Breath. But first move, once again, by Magnitude Aftershock. And they're just trying to prevent anyone from coming through to the mid lane. But Ulysses already here. And both sides are going to try pushing at least a little bit with their siege camps. But right now, Surely We Scale managed to take over the area. Will be able to walk forward. Meme's going to get hit by the Chastise, but there's no further engage. Level 10's up right now for Surely We Scale. This could be a fight for them. And it is going to be the Dragon Arrow. It is going to be Lightning Breath. But now Tie-Dye Tights going to get thrown to the back. Throwing out the slowing stance. Trying to keep everyone away. But Tie-Dye Tights will get burst down. And now they could look for memes. They have the Force Wall. They have the Trap running over. Kagami trying to keep memes alive, but not enough cooldowns, no burst heal, and it is going to be the extra kill. And now they're still looking for more. Wraithling trying to jump on Ulysses, but the Blessed Shield going to land the stun, but without any follow-up, they're not going to be able to get any more. But that's still a 2-for-0 for them, and that will definitely help catch them back up. Less than half a level lead now that they've been able to close. And on top of that, they're also going to be starting to push over to the mid lane. Kagami land does have the blink heal, able to jump away, but now Memes looking for the play. Dragon are over top, but just getting a hit by the Iron Skin. And now Lightning Breath over on the back line. They're looking to Punk. Punk is in a really bad spot, gets hit with the drag, and will get saved for now. But is there anywhere left to go? Punk trying to hide, trying to go to the back line, but Ulysses will be able to get the last hit. Light Bomb. Dieth Llama is now stuck in the middle of everyone. Concussion Mine will separate it out. But Dieth Llama still in a bad spot. Do they have the slowing stance? They have the Dragon's Breath. They have the Sand Blast. And that's going to be a 2-for-0 now going the way of Surely We Scale. And they have the push here in the mid lane. They're going to start by clearing away this wave. And it's just Amy trying to defend. And on top of that, the Shrine will also activate. Tie-Dye Tights going to immediately get started on taking out these skeletons. They already cleared away a good chunk here. And Amy trying to just throw grenades over the wall, trying to get whatever last hits they can. But right now, Surely We Scale, they're keeping very good control of it, trying to prevent anyone else from going through. And Amy even jumps over to the mid lane, just trying to help out onto this Bruiser camp, get it done faster, make sure the mid lane's pushed away. They've completely given up on this. And I think at this stage, at this positioning, I think that's the right call. But now the issue is Surely We Scale, they should have another talent advantage as they push in this Punisher. 37 skeletons gonna get finished off. They just need 2 more now. And with that, level 13 is there. They're also going to take this bot side siege camp. So finally, Surely We Scale will be able to take that for themselves. And with the Mortar Punisher, they should be able to get some pretty good damage onto these structures. Level 13 talents have now come through. The jump over is gonna come through, but now they have the stun onto Punk. But with the Leap of Faith, Punk will be saved. Lightning Breath did get a decent amount of poke, but will just get healed back up by Dieth Llama and with the well. But now Hector looking for the play. They have the jump and the drag as well, and Punk will go down this time around. Dragon's Breath lands onto the backside and overpowers Shadow Charge into the wall. Amy's in a bad spot, tries to jump away, but now Memes is still on to Amy, and in the backline they take down the healer. Amy will get away, but they do lose the Anduin. Now Wraithling also gets taken out to almost no HP, getting chased by the Punisher as Captain Roberts trying to clear away the backline. Will go unstoppable, will use the Wraith Walk and just kind of buy a little bit of time for other players to reset to be able to come back. But it's still going to be a good chunk of this bottom wall, and even this keep took a decent chunk of damage. And did I say good chunk of this bottom wall? Sorry, I meant the entire bottom wall will go down. And following that is going to be the mid lane fort. Surely We Scale, they are surely scaling right now. They are getting a pretty solid lead. They are slowly but surely just taking over this map. 2 forts are now taken by them. A lot of damage onto the bot lane wall as well. And now they're going to clear away this extra siege camp. Now level 16 will be their next advantage. Right now they only have a couple stats above Magnitude Aftershock, but they also have the map state. They're looking for the fight. But Memes not going to get jumped over the concussion mine. Black Hole pushing everyone away. Entomb. And Ulysses is stuck in that. Light Bomb will land on Ulysses as well. And they're trying to keep Ulysses alive. Able to jump away in time with the blink kill. Kagamine Len able to keep Ulysses alive. And that was a perfect positioning. And now Amy gonna get hit by the dragon. Ector will be able to get that kill. But now with all the mines coming through, the dragon arrow over top. Punk gonna get taken out quite slow. But they're not looking for Punk. They're looking for Died Llama. And Died Llama is gonna go down. And it is Captain Roberts looking for Ulysses over on the backline. And once again, Kagamine Len able to keep Ulysses alive. And it's a 3-0 for Surely We Scale. They hit level 16. And they're marching down the bot lane. They want to get this keep. And I think they're in a pretty good spot to do it. Now, it is still decently early into the game. It is going to be some pretty early reset timers right now. They will be back up onto the map shortly. Captain Roberts also going to be respawning immediately here, but they will get at least sometimes. They have the drag, they have the slowing sands, and Captain Roberts respawn just to go back down. But now Memes could be in a bad spot. They have the Blessed Shield, and Memes is going back in with the Shadow Shard, trying to back away. Condemn will buy a little bit more time, but it's just not enough. Hector also in a bad spot, but with Stasis will be okay. And they're just playing so aggressive, but unfortunately not able to get too much damage over on this keep. And Dark Knight, thank you for the raid. Welcome all you viewers. We're still in game number 1 between Surely We Scale and Magnitude Aftershock. Right now, Surely We Scale does have the lead. They're about 2 levels up, and you're all caught up, and welcome to the fight fest that we are having right now. Captain Roberts is going to be matching over with Hector, as the siege camp that was taken by Surely We Scale going to get cleared away almost immediately. But they do have the talent advantage right now by Surely We Scale. So I want to see them really try and force a fight right now before level 16 is hit. But now Hector going to get the drag onto Captain Roberts, and the Dragon Arrow immediately after. And they're just going to get the burst onto Captain Roberts, but Captain Roberts is still alive. But the rest of the team already here to follow. And that's what I wanted to see. Just something to give them an advantage. And immediately after, they're not looking for the shrine. They are looking for this bruiser camp. This should be a pretty free steal for them. They have the talent advantage. They have the positioning advantage. And they have the numbers advantage. If you have all 3, everything is free. And it's crazy how well that rhymed, too. That was completely on the spot. But now they are going to be getting started over on this camp. However, Magnitude Aftershock, they want to get something back for themselves. And once again, it does seem like they've just given up on this play. At least for now, it does seem like they're going to be running back up. But they did take the fort to half HP. And I actually would have liked them. I would have liked to see them try and finish off that fort. But they are looking for the engage. Riptire coming out. And the light bomb. But Wraithling not going to be able to do anything. But Hector going to get burst down immediately. Punk got to get hit into the wall, but not going to get thrown back. And now Lightning Breath going out over the backline. But Memes so low, gonna be trying to get away, but won't be able to. And now they've also caught Ulysses and then chastised, but they will be able to back away. That's a 2-0 to start that. Equal talents right now, besides Tie-Dye Tights does have the level 18 available. Still hasn't selected a talent though. And Amy's starting to get a bit low, and Memes is back, had the souls. They could try and contest onto this. And Ulysses able to snag a decent bit, and they have the arrow, the snipe coming in. But the Punisher will go down the way of Magnitude Aftershock. Captain Roberts trying to get away and will be able to just walk off with the Wraith Walk. And this is the first Punisher of the game for Magnitude Aftershock. I said they should have stayed bottom. Well, they know better than me, and that's why they're the ones playing. And Memes is going to take the jump. They are going to try clearing this away, and they should have pretty decent damage. It is going to be Piercing Sands as that level 18 coming in for Tie-Dye Tights. Slowly trying to clear this away. They will likely lose this mid lane fort, but should be able to prevent any other damage. Now, all 5 members are back up for Surely We Scale. There isn't too much of a play to be made, and they will just back off after taking that fort. And now they're going to come back to the bottom and look to finish that off. And the siege camp is available. I could have sworn I saw someone going after that, but Memes looking for the aggressive play from the side. They have Hector out here as well. The drag only going to land onto the Iron Skin, but now Memes looking for Diet Llama, not able to get the range, and with all these slows, does not have the opportunity to use the overpower. And during all this, Captain Roberts is just pushing out the top side, going to look towards this fort. And they should be able to even out that structure lead on the map. It's going to be 2 forts apiece. But level 20 is slowly but surely going to be approaching for Surely We Scale. And now the fight could break out here. They still have 5 members looking for Amy, and Amy gonna jump, but not gonna be able to jump the right way. Will get saved by the leap of faith in the black hole to end this fight in its entirety. Very close play, but ended up working out for Magnitude Aftershock. And now Captain Roberts gonna start clearing away this bruiser camp at the top side. And they're just getting so much value out of this top side. They got the fort, gonna get a decent amount of poke damage onto this wall as well, and stole away the camp. Level 20 finally gonna get hit by Surely We Scale though. As most of Magnitude Aftershock, they're pushing in this mid lane. They have that first move, but Memes looking for the aggressive play. Oh, if they see Diet Llama, that could be the target, and will go over, has the shock, and with the stun over top, they're gonna be able to one-shot Diet Llama. Now Captain Roberts is jumping away, already used the Wraith Walk. Can they catch up? Can they land the drag? Ector looking for the play. Sonic Arrow gonna land instead, and that's how you get that 2-for-0. Now there's no more camps on the map. There's no Punisher to take on the map, but they could try shoving in a lane. They could try looking for this mid lane wall. And they have level 20. They could even look to force another fight. But instead, they're going to start roaming up top, most likely trying to take this fort down. They could tank it, and it does seem like that's the plan. X are going to be tanking it first off, and probably the only one that even will need to tank it. They have so much damage, they will be able to take this for free. But now the push over in the bot side, Magnitude Aftershock, going to be able to answer it immediately. Now, the other difference is there is the bruiser camp. It just respawned. Surely We Scale should be able to take that down. Now, Captain Roberts will be respawning shortly in just about 2 seconds. But the push is here over in the mid lane. Captain Roberts is going to take a little bit of poke from that blasting sands. Or sorry, from that sand blast. As the bruiser camp will get finished off here. But can they really push with it right now? I don't think so. This should be able to get cleared away pretty quickly by the side of Magnitude Aftershock. But the shrine is spawning. It is going to be coming in through this top side. And level 20 now hit by Magnitude Aftershock. So both these teams have all of their talents. They are fully finished with their builds. Now let's see if Magnitude Aftershock is the team that scales, or if it's Surely We Scale that's going to be scaling. Now the grenades are going to be throwing down the little bits of things. And now they have the condemn onto Ulysses. Ulysses is going to be in a bad spot and will get burst down. Kagamine Land not going to be able to keep them alive this time. Now Memes will get hit with a phase shift. Ector looking to survive over on the front line, looking for the drag, but not able to find it. And now Light Bomb will land just onto Ector, though. Do they have the damage? And with the chastise, they're able to keep Ector locked down. But Ector is so tanky, has so much healing, but finally will hit one more shock ray, and that's all that is needed. Magnitude Aftershock able to get themselves those 2 kills, 3, and now they're going to be able to take this Punisher. And they're really scaling. 180 stacks already for that static charge, already almost maxed. So Punk is starting to get very powerful here, and it's going to be a lot of extra DPS. However, while they're taking the Punisher, they still need 20 more skeletons. There's a big wave over in this bot lane. So now the entire side of Surely We Scale, Tie-Dye Tights, Memes, and Kagamine line, they are looking for this bot lane keep, and they could just immediately go for it. But they are lacking just a little bit of damage. Tie-Dye Tights does have decent DPS, but does have the cooldown. Sandblast gonna get thrown away a bit, but they're not going to be able to finish off this bot lane keep. They're worried they're going to get canceled on the resets. They're going back now. Now this cannon will be able to deal a little bit of damage. I want to see if this cannon will be able to finish it off before Captain Roberts is able to finish off the cannon. One more hit. Unfortunately, it's not there. Now the jump is going to land by this Mortar Punisher. Going to go on to Memes. They are slowly but surely DPSing onto it. They may lose their top keep for this play, but right now they're clearing it away really quickly. Dragon's Breath providing so much DPS with all 3 hits just landing onto this. And now with that, the Punisher will go down. The wave is going to get cleared away. Extra even going to drag back. But now they have the Dragon Arrow over into the backline. Do they have any other follow-up? They have the Polymorph. It is onto Wraithling, though, not the target they want. Riptire going to get thrown to the backline. Going to hit onto 2. And it is that Riptire reset talent, that extra oomph coming in from Amy. So now this Bruiser Camp could be the next section of Teamfight, as both the mid lane and the top lane gets pushed in, and it's just so close macro-wise. These 2 teams are so even, but the Entomb not going to land. They do have the extra stun coming out. Tie-Dye Tights is going to go into stasis, will dodge out the black hole, and now Wraithling could be in a bad spot trying to get away, and Wraithling's just stuck on the wrong side of the map. nowhere to go, but Leap of Faith is going to be their lightning breath over top, but Memes is the one that's starting to get low. Captain Roberts going to get hit, and Memes will go down, will respawn in 2 seconds with the souls. But those are some massive pickoffs. Both tanks kind of caught out, but Wraithling able to survive. Leap of Faith for Manduin is so good in those situations. But now the final talents have been picked. Let us go into this more macro mode. These team fights are going to be pretty zoomed out, but now the fight gonna start breaking through. It's gonna be Wraithling. Memes his tank onto the front line. Will be able to back away. The light bomb not gonna land onto anyone. Captain Roberts looking for the back line. Will land the entomb, but it is going to be onto Hector. Hector able to walk away. Dragon Arrow lands over to the backside, and now Sandblast just doing a little bit of poke damage over top. So it's going to be a trade of a couple of heroics, but it isn't going to go really in favor of either of these two teams. So now with that, they're going to be able to take their time, clear away their waves. Captain Roberts once again starting on that bruiser camp, and surely we scale. They do seem a little bit apprehensive to walk up into the top side of the map. Magnitude Aftershock may have backed away, but they don't know that for sure. And I think it is the right call not to try and face check. They already proved Memes can get one shot in the proper situation. But with these double bruiser camp getting pushed in top, I'm wondering if Magnitude Aftershock want to push with them. They could look to finish off this keep. It is quite low. And they do have the shock rays for that long range poke. And Ulysses almost gets hit into the entomb, just barely able to jump out of it in time. But the camp is already pushing in. The bruiser camp is here. Sandblast able to clear away a good chunk of that. But that's still only the first bruiser. And Blessed Shield not gonna land. As Magnitude Aftershock still trying to push in here. But with the polymorphs, with the extra poke coming in from Tie-Dye Tithe, they should be able to keep their keep alive. But now Hector, in the meanwhile, in this bot side, has a very strong push. And if any of these are able to land onto the keep, and with no one hearthing back except for Punk, might have been a little bit too late. They just need one hit. Can Punk prevent this? And one more hit, please. Siege camps. No, they're going to go on to the minions. 155 HP left. But in the meanwhile, they took down Amy. And now with the teleport, they're looking on to Captain Roberts as well. Lightning Breath going out over top just for the extra DPS. They have the Sun, Sonic Arrow, but Black Hole going to keep all of them away. And now the drag does land, but it is on to Wraithling. Light Bomb not going to land onto anyone. Just going to get removed by the stasis from Hector. But that is a massive pick to get for Surely We Scale. They're going to be able to clear away this Punisher. And they got really close to finishing that keep a couple times, but now they're really going to get the final shot. But in the meanwhile, this is pushing in topside. Hector gonna reset, gonna try and defend this. And now, Surely We Scale, they are looking to play forward. The Punisher will be able to just push out the lane on its own. Just gonna be slapping down those minions. And this keep, the first keep of the game, will finally go down. And they have cleared the wave. I wonder if they want to go and try and end the game with this. This will be a difficult play for them. The Frozen Punisher will try and buy a little bit of space. And kind of got stuck for a little bit, but we'll start throwing down those little ice zones for now. Condemn gonna land onto Memes. And Riptire looking for the back line. Gonna be able to push onto 3 members. We'll have a near reset. Extra gonna heal back up to full. And now they have the stun. Blessed Shield by Memes, but Memes is gonna get thrown into the back line. Wraithling gets so low. And with the Dragon Arrow, that will be enough damage. And with that, the Dragon's Breath over top. Diathlama trying to get away and will be getting finished off. Captain Roberts also gets slow. And Surely We Scale, with the help of the Punisher, should be able to win this game now. Lightning Breath onto Pug for the last little bit, and will survive, but the core will go down. Very close game. That was neck and neck, really, the entire time. And all it really was is, at the end, Surely We Scale, they managed to pick off Amy in a very good spot. And from that, they were just able to push in. They had the Punisher. They had the macro play, the waves in the right spots. But I think just a couple of small differences, and this could have gone the other way. I'm hoping to see such close games and no more lag going into games 2 and possibly game 3. But with that, we're going to go to a short break, and when we come back, we will have Game 2, Magnitude Aftershock versus Surely We Scale. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and we are into game the number 2 between Magnitude Aftershock and Surely We Scale. And this should be an interesting one. Apparently the cause of the lag, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is a DDoS attack. Hopefully they're done for now. Probably just trying to get money out of Blizzard. You know how it is. But we are into the second map, and this is going to be a big team fighting map. Battlefield of Eternity, one of my favorites to cast, one of my favorites to play. And Maiev will be the first ban once again from Surely We Scale. And now, surely we don't see Dahaka on this map, right? Because I believe, who said that? I think it might have been Hoku or TZ. I don't remember. Oh, it was Hoku. Okay. That said that it's still worth picking the Dahaka just because it is a large map, able to get a lot of value from Brushtalker, and I agree. But if Dahaka is still picked on Battlefield of Eternity, nah. Not a fan. One day, I think I'll like Dahaka again once I get a couple of series without Dahaka. I think that's all it is. I'm just tired of that hero. And now Sonya is going to get banned away by Magnitude Aftershock. And next ban going to be the Zul'jin from Surely We Scale, trying to get rid of that racing potential onto these Immortals. Now, first pick is going to be going the way of Surely We Scale. And Anduin actually going to be the one banned away. Now, with Anduin banned away, I'm wondering if they're looking at a Varian Stukov combo. I think Anduin is the single best answer for that. But Chromie was available, so Tie-Dye Tight's going to be locking that in first pick basically immediately. I also suspect that if they are going to go Varian Stukov, they'll likely not pick it here. At least not in the first phase. But that is going to be my prediction for that. And I'm very curious to see specifically which offlane it is. Yeah, definitely not. It is the Johanna Tyrande for Wraithling and Diet Llama. Now, Tyrande is a pretty interesting pick. I have noticed it getting picked occasionally in HOTS. Or especially in NGS. But it's still not the most common build. The Lunar Flare, obviously a very powerful stun. Especially with that Starfall heroic. Able to accomplish a lot of damage. But it is going to be the Stukov. It is going to be the Dahaka once again. Ector loves the Dahaka. But it is interesting that Stukov is picked by Kagemine Len. So I'm wondering if they're going to be trying to get something to just burst someone out. If they could pick the variant themselves. They still haven't locked in their tank, so it is an opportunity. But Magnitude Aftershock could elect to ban it instead. Gonna see if it's gonna be coming through here, and it will be the Varian ban. And I think it does make sense to just ban it, even if they weren't planning on picking the Varian. Varian Stukov is such an easy combo to play that it's just, there's no reason not to when it's available, when especially into something like Tyrande. It should still be pretty powerful. Anduin makes it difficult to play, but everyone else is definitely playable, especially if you have the burst composition behind him. And with Chromie for Tie-Dye Tights, they definitely have the burst needed. Now, next two picks going to be coming through. And Vala going to get locked in for Punk. And I was a bit surprised that Vala was able to get through this far on Battlefield of Eternity. Obviously not going to be able to race super well with the Hungering Arrow build in that first Immortal fight. But for every other Mortal fight, super good at racing. But one weakness with Vala with that build is that if you choose to race, you can't really teamfight that well. Your damage is severely limited if you just burn everything onto the Immortal. But now it's going to be Diablo and Hanzo locked in for Memes and Ulysses. So very similar draft to game number one. Just the Stukov instead of the Brightwing. Well, Surely We Scaled. I guess if it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's definitely the model coming through. But Magnitude Aftershock, they've swapped basically everyone. Joanna, the only one that they've kept from the first game. And Thrall, the last pick for Captain Roberts. Very good on this map. Super good at team fights. And the only weakness Thrall really has, especially as an offlaner, doesn't have a ton of wave clear. Both only one wave to worry about. Captain Roberts will be fine and should be in a pretty good position. And now with that, we should be heading into game number 2. Will Surely We Scale be able to get this domination, or will Magnitude Aftershock be able to come back? Find out shortly.
Prepare yourselves for
All right, and we are back. Game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity between Magnitude Aftershock and Surely We Scale. And now both teams are currently grouping with all 5 members towards the bot side. Granted, we haven't seen Captain Roberts leave the base yet. Hopefully there's... Let me just quickly check. Yep, ping back down to 40-ish. So that's good. It seems like the DDoS attack for now has at the very least stabilized.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And now every member is going to be going bot side. Captain Roberts will be going immediately over to the top lane, or at the very least going through the mid lane. And Hector going to be following through there, as well as the Sentinel not going to be able to land. And both sides just kind of looking at each other right now in the bot lane, deciding if they want to go in. Meme's definitely positioning quite forward. And Ulysses will be playing the scatter build this time around. Hector gonna get the drag, gonna try and clear away this bot side super fast, but will likely have to brush dog her top. Amy actually gets taken down quite low by Ulysses just with that extra poke. The Stormbow dealing so much damage over to Punk as well. Now it is going to be the Hammerang build, and it is going to be the Hungering Arrow build coming out of Punk and Amy respectively. And I think both of those kind of make sense. It's really hard to stack up with the auto attack build for Falstad. I have seen it played though, and I have seen it played successfully, most importantly. And now Dragon's Breath gonna land on a Wraithling, and Wraithling actually gonna be in a pretty bad spot. Gonna have to burn the Iron Skin, but still gets taken out quite low as Amy getting sniped by Ulysses. Looking for those angles, looking for their Stormbows, constantly able to find them, but Amy does have the flight, should be able to get back into the fight pretty quickly, pretty easily. And as bot side siege camp has started, and they have used the time trap onto Wraithling. Ulysses might be in a bad spot, will get hit by the Hungering Arrow, but won't take too much damage for it. Now the healing is coming through. Memes trying to push Wraithling away. Now Memes is the one that's getting low. Lunar Flare and First Blood gonna go over to Magnitude Aftershock. Memes got a little bit too... How shall we say this? Got a little bit too confident in the tankiness. But Magnitude Aftershock, they didn't delay. They went full in on that play. But now with that, it's still just 1 kill. But they will have this camp pushing in. And they will have the first move onto their own bruiser camp. Should be able to get that shoved in fairly quickly. But now Hector still trading topside with Captain Roberts. And I'm wondering how well those team fights are going to end up going later on. Once the heroic abilities are up, Sundering or Earthquake, both very powerful in team fights. As now Punk trying to clear away this topside siege camp as well. And it does seem like Magnitude Aftershock, they want to have 3 of these 4 camps. And that would be very big for them in terms of slowly but surely amassing a lead. Already at half a level, Captain Roberts going to help with the last couple of hits, as Punk is going to hearth back. And during all that, they're still able to have the push over in this bot side, because the Bruiser camp only now going to get finished, but the Bruiser camp for Magnitude Aftershock is already pushing in. Now they do have the overpower onto this camp and will be able to clear it away. Now a little bit of poke damage going both ways, but the Immortals are now spawning. Tie-Dye Tights trying to get some damage. Now they do have Wraithling with the drag and won't be able to have the extra stun, but now they do have the overpower. Wraithling in a bad spot will get finished off. Memes gets taken down quite low as well, but is still able to just back away. We'll be able to even pick up a couple of health orbs, and with a well, we'll be back to full HP. So now right now, the race definitely favoring Surely We Scale, and without Wraithling, it's so hard for Magnitude Aftershock to walk up. Amy tried to get a couple of extra stacks on the Gathering Storm, but now they are going onto both of these Immortals. It is going to be the aggressive spawns right now. Both teams able to DPS onto it. And it does look like Magnitude Aftershock to bring all 5 members. They want to try defending. They want to try fighting. And now Captain Roberts is going to get jumped onto the top. So going to get hit into the wall. But the real fight's happening over the bot side. Tie-Dye Tights starting at quite low. Takes the double Hungering Arrow. But they're still poking over the wall. Tie-Dye Tights has the Sandblast. And just needs 1 more Dragon's Breath. But now Memes could be getting caught out. And the damage done to Tie-Dye Tights. That Hungering Arrow over the wall. It's just doing so much damage. But they do have the well over in the mid lane. They are going to be able to take it back for themselves. As 1 final Dragon's Breath will still need the scatter shot. And they will have an almost fully shielded Immortal going the way of Shirley Scale. And now they're walking forward. They're looking for the other fight as well. They're on a Wraithling. The Iron Skin not going to provide enough tankiness. And that will be an extra pickoff right before the Immortal spawns and goes to this bot lane, where there's already a large wave pushing in. And now doing our quick stat check. 15 stacks right now in Simple Geometry. 3 for Enhanced Agility. 40 for Gathering Storm, 40, making that 44, and 12 for Puncturing Arrow. But now they do have the drag, and it is going to be on that target. It is on a Punk. Punk trying to get away, and with the Vault should be able to. Dragon's Breath going to get a little bit more damage, but they're not going to be able to get the kill. But that is someone who's probably the best DPS to clear away this Immortal. Because of that, look at the damage they're dealing to this fort. They're probably going to be able to take this down. Just need a couple more hits, and with the Dragon's Breath over top, will be theirs. Now Wraithling is going to get stunned up into the backline. Punk also alone with the scatter arrow. Ulysses able to get the massive snipe. Every single arrow hitting into Punk. And they're going to get the fort. They're going to get the kill on the way out. And now they have the push already growing in the top side. And they're all just going to group for that as well. They are in an even talent here, so they don't have an advantage here besides the 4v5. The fact the Punk isn't there. Wraithling almost getting jumped upon over on this bot side, but will be okay for now. This bot side gate has gotten cleared away, and it does look like Shirley Skill, they want to bring their 4 members up to this top side. Now, both siege camps are up right now, so either of these two teams could try looking for it. Most likely Shirley Skill, they're the ones that have the aggressive positioning on both of these lanes right now. Level 9 finally hit one more level before they get the heroics. But the Hungering Arrow slowly stacking up, already at 16 stacks. And that's 6 damage every single time they hit him. But now they do have the stun. They do have the Temporal Loop. Punk able to vault back to safety. But now Wraithling has to get up on the back line. They have so much damage. Time Trap only gonna benefit Magnitude Aftershock, and Tie-Dye Tights trying to get away. And with the barrel roll, with the extra hammerang, we'll be able to get 2 kills for Shirley We Scale. And that's massive for them. The level lead is gone. Magnitude Aftershock, they're even going to be able to take the lead with this. Especially with these walls, this should be enough to get them level 10 very shortly. Anyway, just need one more camp, a couple more minions. And with this top lane siege camp will definitely be theirs. As level 10 is finally hit, the heroics are going to be coming through. The Bruiser camp is going to get secured by Shirley We Scale. The Immortals will be spawning in 10 seconds. Now level 10 still not there for Shirley We Scale. Hopefully with this camp and just a little bit more soak. Exeter actually has a massive wave down here, so level 10 will be there shortly as they do finally lock it in. But now they're looking for the play. Memes just trying to defend onto this Immortal. Keep it away from Magnitude Aftershock. And with the Sundering, they're actually going to use that to try and go in on to Memes. They're trying to burst down this Diablo, and they have so many stuns. Memes just constantly locked down the entire time. Now they have Temporal Loop on a Wraithling, but with the Iron Skin, we'll be able to just back away. And now it's already halftime. And with the healing, they're able to get back up. And now Amy looking a bit aggressively, but the drag not going to land from Ector. And now Ector could be stuck. Gets hit by the Lunar Flare. They have the Lurking Arm. Ector looking for another drag, but not going to be able to find it quite yet. Now they're all back here onto this bot side, but the damage is happening up here. The Immortal will go down. Wraithling is going to get poked down decently bit. And Ector looking for Amy. Will not land the drag once again, just slightly off to the side.
The light of the Crystal Arch shines on.
And now with that, the Immortal will be going down to this bot side, but they do have the wave. They do have the camps. And now Ector looking towards Wraithling. Will be able to get the drag. And now how much more can they get with this? They are able to get the stun and just one-shot Wraithling throughout all that. Flight was used by Amy, but Wraithling's already gone. And they're not going to be able to push in too much with this. The Immortal will still be able to do some pretty considerable damage. It is a high shield Immortal. With all 5 members able to just get on top of it and immediately start DPSing, the Immortal will definitely get a lot less value than it should have. It'll finish off the wall. It will do a little bit more damage to the fort, but only half the fort will go down. Ector now trying to prevent this push over in the top side. As the rest of Shirley We Scale we see on the minimap is starting to roam up to defend this, the Magnitude Aftershock will have to back away. But Magnitude Aftershock, they still have the lead in terms of experience. They're still in a pretty good spot overall. Now Amy gonna clear away this Bruiser camp, same with Diet Llama. But while they're doing that, the push is starting to move over in this top side. Ulysses looking for the poke. Same with tie-dye tights. Just trying to get a couple extra autos, a couple of sandblasts. Just little bits of poke. And bit by bit, it does add up. Ector trying to fight with Wraithling over on the side, but will just roam down to the bot side, trying to clear away that bruiser camp. Someone will definitely have to go back to deal with it. And now the final wall will go down. Ulysses looking for a little bit of poke damage as well. Wraithling just immediately goes in. And now Dragon's Breath, but it's used behind them. Starfall over the backside. And Memes looking to get it back into the play. They have the Dragon Arrow as well. Apocalypse gonna get burned. Only gonna land onto one. But Dieth Llama starting to get quite low. Wraithling as well. And they were looking for the aggressive play. They knew they had the 4v5. So I do respect that look. But now they're not gonna have a lot of those heroics available for when this Immortal spawns. And Surely We Scale, they were definitely able to get a little bit more clear, a little bit more soaked during all that. All of this is experience that was missed by Magnitude Aftershock. But what they're doing instead is they're taking the siege camp over on the top side. I thought Captain Roberts was going to start the siege camp over on the bot side, but with all of Surely We Scale off the map right now, it would definitely be dangerous. And a little kissy for Memes, going to get hit by that Sentinel, and both teams are going to start racing. But the issue is you're trying to race into that Vala, but now the drag does land over the top side. Wraithling gonna get taken out quite low, and with the overpower, Wraithling just gonna get burst down. And now they're also to Captain Roberts. They do have the heal, and with the gust, will be able to keep him away. But now with the temporal loop, Captain Roberts will be able to back away with just a little bit of HP. And now Amy looking aggressively on a tie-dye tight with a hammering. Oh, not gonna land. Sundering gonna split the fight in two. And halftime currently favoring Magnitude Aftershock, but there's still 10 seconds before Wraithling spawns. And they could try to DPS back. They could try to start a fight. Ector looking for the drag, sees Amy, and with the Lunar Flare will be able to prevent that. But now the race is on. Ector trying to keep Punk away, but with the Hungry Arrow it'll still land. But right now the race is still favoring on the side of Surely We Scale. They're finally going to be able to win something. And now Amy also going to get stunned up into the wall. And Dragon Arrow lands on a bunch. And with the Apocalypse, Amy barely able to get away in time. Now the Starfall just falling onto Memes, falling on Ector. But the front line's able to back away. Unfortunately, the Health Orbs will despawn just as they get there. But that is going to be a big push that they can start playing for in the top side. All 5 members did survive. They have the well here. And they have Kagamine Len to heal everyone up. Now, the Immortal doesn't have too high of a shield, but it does have the entire roster of Surely We Scale behind them. As Ulysses trying to land some poke over onto Dieth Llama and Wraithling. Wraithling already at half HP, but again, has the wall. But now Ector looking for the play in the backside. Memes looking for the aggressive play on the front, and Punk gonna get taken down quite low, and Ector is gonna be there looking for the drag, and will be able to land it onto Amy. Do they have any other follow? They have the Lurking Arm for the silence, but no other lockdown available quite yet. But Amy actually going to get thrown back into the Immortal. Going to get one shot. And now it's going to be Wraithling to follow. And Surely We Scale. They're playing so well in this mid-game. Temporal Loop on a Dieth Llama as well. With the isolation. More than enough damage. And I was saying they should be able to take down this fort. But they should be able to take down this keep. And maybe even more. They do have level 16. But it does seem like they're going to back away instead. Massive gains for Surely We Scale. Now, that was traded. Captain Roberts did manage to finish off the fort in the bot side. But I mean, Surely We Scale definitely going to be the winners of that exchange. And now they're even going to roam bot, clear away the siege camp as they start scaling up for that level 20. And if they're able to win this next Immortal fight, they'll be in a very strong position to just end the game. There's still a lot of camps. Ector gonna get spotted by the Sentinel. There's a big push happening over in this top side right now. And it doesn't seem like Surely We Scale want to deal with it. Oh, I say that, but tie-dye tights is going to hearth back. But this top fort should get taken down as well. Rain of Vengeance not going to go through, but Captain Roberts gets pulled with the drag. And it's just going to run away, throws the dogs out to root Ector. And that'll be the end of that play. But now they do have the siege camp spawning. Memes looking aggressively, but will get dismounted. Rain of Vengeance from Punk will prevent any kind of follow-up on that play. But that's still going to be the siege camp available, and with the Dragon's Breath and with the entire roster being here, they should be able to take it for themselves pretty quickly. And now the siege camp over in the bot side actually did get a decent bit of value, able to take down a good chunk of that wall. But now Ector looking to play aggressively. Level 16 finally getting a hit, but they're on to Dieth Llama, but no DPS is available. Starfall just damaging onto Ector, who will go into stasis as they will be able to lock down their camp. And now they do have the Dragon Arrow landing over to the bot side. And Amy going to get taken down solo. Same with Wraithling. Same with Kagamine. Len 1-for-1. So far, Amy will survive just barely, but they will finish off Punk. Captain Roberts trying to DPS back onto Memes, trying to trade for it. And Memes will barely be able to walk away. Single-digit health bar. And the Diablo just barely able to walk it off. Going to reset. And the Immortal has spawned, but it's a 3-for-1 for Surely We Scale. And they're immediately going to get started on this race. Now, Tie-Dye Tights, again, not going to be able to win into the Vala in regular circumstances. But when you're already winning, when the Vala is waiting to respawn, you will definitely out-DPS that. And Ulysses is going to be here to help now as well. Is going to get hit by the Sentinel, but that's still going to be half-time already. And now they are going to back away for a little bit. And I do suspect they're just going too well. And Kagamine Len is going to be here as well. And now it is the aggressive spawns. So both sides, if they want to DPS onto this, they have to go into the enemy half. But now Amy got to get hit into the wall with Temporal Loop. Will try to jump away, and with the Gust, will actually be able to keep them alive. And now Dragon Arrow and Blessed Shield was traded there. But still, that's 3 heroics still available for Surely We Scale. Only 2 left for Magnitude Aftershock. And one of them isn't a true one, as it is that Rain of Vengeance. And now the poke damage is going to be coming through onto the Immortal. And that's the benefit of having that Chromie, of having that Hanzo. Look how far away they are and still DPSing onto it. But now they do have the drag. It is on a Wraithling, stunned into the wall. And Wraithling just going to go down. Starfall once again going to get called down, but Memes doesn't really care. And now Ector's in the middle of everyone. And also able to just heal back up passively. Ulysses looking for the play onto Amy, and Amy going to get jumped on by Ector, but the drag's not going to land. Hungering Arrow looking for a couple of extra stacks with the multi-shot as well. And they are slowly pushing them back, but right now they're not able to stop it. Now Temporal Loop does come back onto Amy, but Amy able to push away the DPSs, and with the Apocalypse going to be able to take one down. But now Amy looking for Ulysses, but Ector is looking for Amy. Which way do they want to go for it? Memes not going to be able to get it. Will get the setup canceled, but no, actually they are on top of Amy, but the overpower gets canceled by the Lunar Flare coming out. But that's a fully shielded Immortal coming down into the bot lane. They already have a cannon here. They already have a good chunk of the wall down, and it's 4v5. This could be an opportunity for Surely We Scale to look to end the game. They just hit level 20 as well. Gonna take a quick look at the talents. It is gonna be Teleport, Piercing Sands, Bullseye, Contagion, and still waiting on the level 20 coming out from the Stukov. But either way, let's get this out of the way so we can see the team fight the way it was meant to be seen. Now, both sides are walking up. Ector gonna dodge away from the Hungering Arrow, but the Temporal Loop is on to Punk. That's target you want. Rain of Vengeance able to keep it away, and with the Gust will prevent that fight. But the Gust is a slightly longer cooldown, cannot be traded always for it. And they're still able to push in. They still have more than half of that keep taken down already. Can they find themselves another pick? Ector looking for the drag, not going to be able to find it. And the Sundering going to try and split off the play. Rain of Vengeance will be out of range. Now Dragon Arrow also went wide during all of that. Sonic Arrow lands onto 2. But can they get any kind of poke onto this core? Gonna finish off the shield now, and now they're hitting it directly onto it. Gonna take it down to 80, 75, but it's difficult to walk forward. But Punk and Amy, they're low on mana. But the Blessed Shield is gonna get thrown down, and they're gonna be able to take down Ulysses. They have the dogs onto Memes. The Memes also in a bad spot. We should get chased down here as Wraithling able to get that final hit as well. And now they're going to continue chasing. And with Amy going on to the backside, has the Hammerang and dealing so much damage. Tie-Dye Tights looking for Amy and will be able to trade it. So that's a 1-for-1 there on that little bit of a play. And actually, Ector is able to walk away. I thought Ector was going to go down. But now Memes has reset. Did have to spend the souls for it. But that's still another keep down. A third of the core will get removed. With the shield will respawn, but the health will not. And might even lose a little bit more depending on how powerful these cannons get. But with the next wave spawning, Punk's already here. We'll be able to clear it away safely. Now Ector trying to group behind them. Maybe looking for a straggler. The Sentinel is going to come through. Bruiser camp already taken down by Surely We Scale. And the left side camp also going to get locked down by Magnitude Aftershock. So that's going to be both the Bruiser camps removed off the map. There's still one siege camp available on the map. I don't think either of these two teams should care too much about it. Would probably benefit Magnitude Aftershock a bit better since they kind of need something to help prevent this push. Both their waves are going to passively push in just because they have lost both their keeps. And now the entire side of Shirley Scale are looking for a potential kill play. They're trying to hide in the brushes. But Magnitude Aftershock, they're sending all 5 members up top. And Shirley Scale, they're just trying to defend onto this point right now. Oops. Meant to go the other way. But now both sides are going to start racing, but you're trying to race into a Hungering Arrow Vala that's hit level 20. You need to fight if you're Shirley We Scale, or you need to pull them back, and that's what Ector is trying to do right now. And oh, this is a terrible spawn for Shirley We Scale. This could be the opportunity for Magnitude Aftershock to bring it back. Captain Roberts looking for the angle for the Sundering, and gonna split the fight into 2. Meme's gonna be on the wrong side of it, but will be able to teleport away. But that will give them full control onto this Immortal. Now the Immortal is going to go down, but can they start a fight for it instead? They have the silence onto Memes, but with the Condemn, able to prevent any kind of follow-up. But now Ector still trying to DPS a little bit onto it. Already used Stasis. Will be difficult. Has the isolation thrown out. But now the team fight is still coming through in the mid lane, and Wraithling will be the one to go down. Let's say 1-0. Immortal's going to be spawning over to the top side. Sorry, 1-1, as Ector will get finished off in the blue base. And now we're just going to follow the Immortal. But with the entire team here, even with a full shield, they should be able to get a good chunk of this Immortal finished off before it reaches any of its structures. They still have a wall as well, so could potentially save their keep here. And now the shield is going to be gone, going to go down into melee form. And how much value is it going to be able to get? It will still take a good chunk of this wall. And at the same time, they're going to be pushing out the bot lane. So Magnitude Aftershock will at least be able to get some control on the map for it, but won't be able to even out these pushes. And that's the real difference right now between these two teams. Surely We Scale, if they get a victory, if they get an Immortal, they could definitely look to end from it. But the side of Magnitude Aftershock, they're using the Immortal just to even out the pressure. And that definitely makes it harder to play. They need more and more wins for it to really matter. Now Magnitude Aftershock gonna clear away this topside siege camp. Maybe we'll be able to get their waves pushed in a little bit more. And that wall did get damaged significantly by the Immortal, so will be a little bit easier to push in. But now it is gonna get traded for this bot side siege camp. Ulysses and Tie-Dye Tights just gonna take it down over the wall, as Captain Roberts is going to finish off this wave. And let's take a moment to look at the stacks. It is 36 for Puncturing Arrow and 108 for Gathering Storm. So it is going up, but definitely not that much. And I think that's mostly because they're not really fighting each other. Both these teams, macro-wise, they're kind of playing defensively. They're playing away from the enemy team instead of into the enemy team. And I think this does favor Surely We Scale a little bit, especially because of the map state. They're going to have better passive push, and they're not the ones that, no, I wouldn't say rely, but they're not the ones that benefit from fighting, from getting more stacks. Now the next set of Immortals is going to be spawning here very shortly. 10 seconds, and it is going to be this top and bot side once again. Meme's going to get poked away by the Sentinel. And now this is where, once again, Punk really scales into it. Like, just take a look at how fast it is, but never mind. We are going to have a fight instead. Memes is going to get jumped upon, and with the teleport, and it's a goal! Able to get the field goal with the Dragon Arrow. And the wind wall just going to pull them all away. They have this down onto Ector, but with the stasis, we'll be able to back away. And Amy gets taken down solo as well. The HP bar is actually favoring Surely We Scale, but the positioning definitely favoring Magnitude Aftershock. Surely We Scale not able to walk in through that angle, and halftime is going to get reached. They have the extra bit of poke from the scatter arrows coming through as well. Now they jump. They're on to the healer. They're on to that Tyrande. Will go down. Memes also able to take down Punk. But now Memes will go down and doesn't have the soul, so it's a permanent death. But either way, they're waiting the fight. Ector looking for the play on the Captain Roberts or Amy, but Wraithling just has 25 more HP. Dragon's Breath not going to be in range, but Amy is in range. One more hit, but with the barrel roll, will even get away, but the scatter shot from like halfway across the map, able to get that kill. And now with 3 dead, they could look to end here. They're ignoring the Immortal, and they want to go for the core. Ulysses going to start the DPS. Hector looking for the place sundering. Going to split the fight into 2. And it is the 2 frontliners still up and available right now. Ulysses trying to block Wraithling, but it is looking pretty difficult for them. They have the temporal loop, and with the Iron Skin, we'll be able to prevent it. But now Wraithling is in the backline, going to get hit by the drag. Ulysses trying to get onto the core, but Ulysses is going to go down. Wraithling will follow, so it's a 1-for-1 so far. Captain Roberts also in a pretty bad spot, but now the waves have finally reached. They're on to the core. Can Captain Roberts defend it? There's too many minions. It will be a domination, and surely we scale will win today's match. It was a 2-0, but by no means was this a close game. Magnitude Aftershock really bringing out the fight constantly, and in the end, it was just a couple picks. Surely we scale. They played defensively. They were waiting for their time, and Memes able to get the one final stun onto Diet Llama, and they're gonna be able to walk that in for the 4-point domination. Now I'm gonna see if I can get a quick interview sorted, and after that, I believe there was a game that started about 20 minutes ago, so I will raid over that direction. If you would like to watch the interview first, feel free to stay, but I will send you over that way later on. But now, surely we scale. Let me just see if anyone's available. I'm just going to get that set up. Yep, and they will be sending someone over. It does seem like it will be Memes coming in. I'm not sure if it is going to be Memes or if they're going to send someone else instead, but we will have to see. No, it is Memes.
Hello there, Toki. How's it going?
Hello, hello. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, a little stressed from getting farmed there in game 2. Oh, it was miserable.
Yeah, they were definitely looking to take you down on that Diablo. Definitely not an easy game to play, but you still managed to get the win. You managed to get the dominations.
Yeah, that felt nice. But man, we had to work for it. That was a great series.
Yeah, I was going to say both those games on a knife edge. At basically every single moment in the game, just one small mistake, one small outplay. That's really what sealed the deal for both those games. Now, what were the comms like? What were the mentals like, knowing that any small mistake could have lost you any of those games?
It was definitely a little tense, or just we were kind of locked in, like trying to look. And I definitely felt that of like both games 1 and 2. Like there were a couple of moments where we were able to like see someone slightly out of position and then just like snap go on them. But there were also some moments where they did the same thing to us. Like especially, I gotta say, like game 1, the Junkrat boops. There was like 1 or 2 moments early game, like they got first blood. I think they killed our Brightwing that way, and then later game as well. It was definitely a little stressful and a little just being like, oh god, where are they? I think we did okay, but it was definitely a stressful time. And late game on game 2, realizing like, oh, they have way better burn than us, and they can one-shot us, so we kind of have to like bait all their buttons out and then see if we can like kill them off the back of that. But they had such good buttons, it was like, I don't really know how we found it in the end.
Yeah, dealing with that level 20 Hungering Arrow Vala gets so difficult once that triple ball comes through. Yeah, because there was the Immortal before the last one there, where we were like, oh, we're set up to burn. They're showing in lane a little bit, like probably get a bit of a chunk off it, and then we did like 5 or 10%, and they got it to halftime. We were like, what? Yeah, late game will definitely do that. But now the other question I had, the patch did come out earlier today. Now, did that change your strategy going in?
Not really. Like I was pretty worried because, especially as a drafter, I am not always the most like specific and confident of like going in and being like, yes, we're going to do this, this, and this. So earlier on, I was like nervous, but then I'd heard like in some of the NGS channels and other places that they reverted it for customs, which I was super thankful for. We did some Storm League warm up, and like I can see it for randoms, but in like coordinated, even like it just seems so miserable.
Yeah, 15-second timers would definitely be difficult.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed that Dahaka did get nerfed, but Ector locked it in both those games. Now, is that more because you feel that Dahaka is still a powerful hero? Or is it because it's so comfort, it's so practiced, you just know exactly how to play with it and around it, they decided to keep playing the Dahaka even after the nerf?
Honestly, it's a bit of both. Like, shout out to Ector. Ector was like the MVP of game one. Like, there were a couple of moments. I think there was one moment where we went in on a shrine. We tried to get, or like just before shrine, we tried to get kills, and then we were all like a screen away, and someone was yelling like, "Oh, Ector's still in, Ector's still in," and then we just see the Junkrat die, and we all turn around from like a screen away and go, "Oh, maybe we can get some things here." And he didn't say anything during that. He was just he was locked in.
Man's pressing his buttons.
Yeah, he's pressing buttons. The push to talk ain't one of them. I kind of like, I don't think Dahaka's, the nerfs are that substantive. Like, I think he's still one of the best 3 offlaners. Like, and I think like just having that ability to call the global and have someone go fix your problems. And like the 7, the nerf on 7, especially if Dahaka dies like 3 times, is going to suck. But he's still just broken, I think.
All right. And then my final question, I always ask everyone this. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans out there? Any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, I got a couple of shout outs. One, I've already done it, but I'll do it again. Ector, your MVP for game 1. Big tongues, keep hitting them. Next to like the rest of my team, especially Hagamine Len for saving our inting asses all the time. And also like Magnitude, they played a really great set of games, and I really enjoyed playing against them. And they were like, I really appreciated, there were some scheduling difficulties with my schedule actually, and they were really flexible with trying to make that work. And I really enjoyed the games we played against them, and I would love to play against them more. I'm looking forward to playing the rest of the season. And finally, to you, Tokibi, like streaming, it means a lot to us as players that there are other members of the community willing to put time into, like, take time out of their busy evenings to stream this dead game, which we all know and love. And so I really appreciate you taking the time and energy to stream this game. It makes playing it a lot more fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a pleasure casting, and especially this season, we've had so many new casters come in. We're even clearing out the replays. I think almost every single game has been cast this season. And hopefully we can continue that trend.
It's like I'm super happy to see it. I don't remember it being like this. Like, there was definitely some casting last season, but we were commenting on that as like pretty much every game is getting a replay. Like, if it's not live, then it's after the fact. And like there's all these new, like, obviously the seasoned casters, but then there's a lot of new casters, and I love to see that new blood or people getting into it. It's really great to see.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to continue it for the rest of the season. But congratulations again on your domination, and thank you for coming for this interview.
Well, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your night, Tokibi, and good luck with the rest of your streams. Catch you later.
And
Bye.
You too. Good night. And good night to all of you. We're going to go to I was about to say short break, but we're going to be ending the stream here. I'll be sending you over. I don't remember who's casting the 8 o'clock game. There's so many casters now. We just mentioned it. But thank you all for tuning in to watch. I'll be live again tomorrow with a double header, I believe. Yes, it'll be a double header between CM Daybreak and Fundamentals from B East at 6 p.m. Pacific. Then at 8 p.m. Pacific, it'll be Macro Machines versus Roll One Esports. Don't miss it. My name was Tokibi. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.